Las Vegas, Nevada, with our co-hosts Tom White, Neil Portnoy, and a special guest, Mr. Ron Jeremy. Good morning.
Nice. Wait, let me accentuate that entrance.
Thanks for coming. Yeah, thanks. So you did comedy the other day at Sapphire?
Yeah, I tried to be funny. People said it went over real well, and it did. You know?
Yeah.
So I was happy with that. Yeah.
What? Give us a little sample. What do you open? What's your opener?
The opener, like, I'm playing the harmonica, and I'm saying, folks, you learn so much about a person's life, you know, based on music. Like, there was a guy in the audience, I was picking on him. Here's Bob's Love Life. Here we go. Bob's Love Life. Well, here's,
it's dead. It's taps.
Here's Jennifer wailing climax, for God's sakes. Here's dying on his here we go. I did this with John Popper from Blues Traveler.
He's a great guy.
He's great.
Yeah.
So I was so thrilled that we did this together, and it sounds a little something like this. I got ahead of myself. So we did that, yeah. We just.
Now, how was Rebecca Bordeaux? Did she show up and do comedy? Do you know her?
Yeah, she does a little bit of it, and then she had Evan Stone was doing some of it, and it's nice. It's a fun event.
Now the boys have some questions for you. Tom and Neil had there's something about a horror film. Tom, you had a horror film question for me?
Jared actually was saying that he knows you. He's a different generation than we are, and he knows you from the horror films.
Sure.
And I wasn't sure exactly which films those were. I was wondering if you could tell us.
Last Night on Screen. It's a Trauma film. You guys ever see those guys?
No. Trauma, yeah.
New York? Yeah, they're a lot of fun. They have, slice and dice and things flop out and intestines flying in the air. I mean, it's crazy, fun, goofy stuff.
What's the name of it?
I don't know the name of this one.
Invasion of the something.
Yeah. I did what?
No, go ahead.
I did one that I'm really proud of called One-Eyed Monster. It's when my Schmeckel goes around killing people in a very creative way.
Talk about a crossover, huh?
A Killer Schmeckel.
Oh, it's funny.
Killer Schmeckel.
Yeah.
Invasion of the Killer Schmeckel.
Yeah, the guy from Buffy the Vampire Slayer, or the girl from, she was in it, Amber Benson, and a really good all-star cast, and it was a unique film too. So
I just it's amazing because my generation and the new generation call him X, Y, Z. I don't know what the hell they call him anymore.
that's good. They can take
Knows him for the horror. It's amazing the transition.
What was the music video that you guys were talking about?
Oh, the Miley Cyrus on the ball.
Yeah,
That was great.
I portrayed her. I heard that she actually knows about it, and she thought it was very funny.
It is
Her
funny.
dad saw it, Billy Ray Cyrus. I realized, though, a very important fact, which is a fat Jewish boy should not walk around in diapers. What was I thinking? But that's very funny.
I admired the guts, actually. I thought that was a very.
Reminds me of the navel.
Whoa.
Ron, I gotta tell
he
you.
admires my guts. But you know that I have a world's record, besides, of course, most adult movies, the most music videos in history. I'm at 56, and nobody else is close. Isn't that great?
Really?
Wow.
Who would be in second?
Okay, let's do it for him. Let's make him delusional. Oh, you are now second place. I think he's buying this one.
I got to tell you, with a last name like Portnoy, that's my last name.
What is it?
Portnoy. Philip Roth, Portnoy's Complaint. But I'm an illustrator. I'm a caricature artist and illustrator. People have always said now,
Get because we've got the adult video show, the AVN show, and I've been going for years and years.
Hey, but the fact is, it's just a tough business. There's been a lot of pirating. There've been, companies that take, a product and sell it on their own. How do you compete with something that's free?
That's been my.
If a guy down the block is doing.
Yeah, that's what I. These stars make their money anymore when everything seems to be free.
It's
Not
tough.
that I look, but
A lot.
what I
What's going to
understand.
happen? I don't think we could have predicted, but the business is going very much into the cam business.
That's what I saw. The webcam. Yeah.
My favorite line of the Real Monte. Hey, he's too fat. You're too skinny. You're all too fucking ugly.
I don't know what I knew that.
Flogin. That was my favorite line of the real Full Monty. Those
Yeah.
guys say they want to start going on the road.
Oh.
Nude, stripping.
Oh.
So their boss goes, "What? You're too fat. You're too thin, and you're both too fucking ugly."
Story.
Go ahead.
My wife Dorothy has a cousin, Adam. He's blind.
Yeah.
He's known as Blind Adam. He comes out to Vegas for the show,
Right.
for the convention every year, and he ends up going to some of the clubs here in Vegas.
Sure.
I said, "You're blind. I don't get it."
Oh.
And he's
Well, he can get a lap
The
dance.
atmosphere, being amidst the atmosphere. I used to wonder about that myself. It's that you're amidst all the atmosphere. You feel like you're part of it. You're
Really?
doing things that you couldn't do, because you're blind. However, you can do it.
Howard Stern had
They're
him.
role models too, I think.
Stern had him on his show. He had his first sexual encounter. Howard Stern had set it up with Blind Adam. So if you run into him at all, because he's around, you'll notice him. Blind Adam. For blind people, I don't know.
Braille for blind people.
Dennis Hoff, Al Goldstein, Powers,
Al's
myself. and-
Al's invited me. Al Goldstein's who invited me.
Yeah.
Because I had a cigar magazine at the time, and Al did a whole section on me called, the name of the magazine was Jonathan Scott's Cigars, parody called Jonathan Scott's Cigar Choker Magazine, and he showed women with cigars doing the Monica Lewinsky.
Doing the Monica like a new dance step. Everybody doing it. It's a wonderful dance step. Well, Al, it was good friends with Vinny, who had La Plata. Remember La Plata cigars? No?
I didn't know.
Oh, okay. They were Dominican seed, I think Haitian, I think, I don't know, one or the other. One was a seed, and one was leaf. They were Dominican leaf, Dominican, you tell me, I don't know.
Oh, back then he had Screw Magazine, Al Goldstein, if you guys
Yep, I remember that.
Screw Magazine.
Sure.
And he told me he was making $4 million a month off those 976 numbers. Back, when you couldn't get Pornhub and stuff, or the cam girls didn't exist, there was the 976 phone-in lines. and he was cleaning up on those 976 lines.
How does the residuals work in the industry? I mean, you were in
Usually
so
that's
many
one shot
films.
deal. There's almost never residuals unless you're an owner.
Really?
Basically, it's a one shot deal. You're paid.
So
It's a non-union. Trauma does the same thing. The South Park guys, South Park.
Yeah, sure.
They would get paid one shot deal, because they don't do
It's a
the
buyout.
union.
So there's no contractual agreements. It's for the owners really.
Yeah.
What that would do for you as a performer is allow you to charge more when you do your next one.
Correct.
You still
and
sell
you-
merch, don't you? You still sell videos and stuff?
Yeah, I still work as an actor in the business and a director, and I go on the road doing some comedy and stuff.
And that's your main thing now, is doing stand-up.
But representing yourself.
Yes.
No agent
Well, I
involved.
got Dante, who's terrific. Dante, he did a lot of the U.S. They performed for the soldiers. USO.
USO.
He's done probably more than any other comedian besides Bob Hope, and he's on the road a lot. So we work together.
I wonder if
so
there's
they're trying
like,
to get me going though. That'd be great, wouldn't it?
the senior homes, the senior circuit. wouldn't that be an interesting
Senior porn.
Right, senior porn. To go to all the
Sponsored by
senior
Viagra.
homes.
You know, this is a true fact that the largest spread of sexually transmitted
say spread?
diseases is in retirement communities.
Sure.
Is that true?
Yeah,
That is-
absolutely.
What community?
The retirement community.
That is bizarre.
Well, you think about it. That age group, he's a legend. I mean, an absolute legend
My
in
dad,
that.
my dad is.
Your dad is?
He's 103.
All right. Okay.
Your dad's 103?
Yeah,
Good for him.
no social illnesses either.
No STDs.
But think about that, right? You do a senior tour. I guarantee it would be a packed house.
Neil Portnoy presents
Ron Jeremy would come in.
the
room, he'd
senior
go
porn tour.
He'd go everybody crazy.
Turn it up to get it up.
Right.
Turn it up.
Well,
I think we've
Turn
got
it
something
up.
here. Again, you're listening to Vegas Nonstop here in
I would say no. Well, there's one at sexpillguru.com. This is a company that actually looks at all the clinical trials and sees which pills work, which pills don't work so much.
What about
So it's
sponsorships?
sexpillguru.com.
Who you sponsored? I mean, we got the international convention here in Las Vegas for the porn industry. Are you sponsored by
Well, I
anybody?
wanna get Sex Pills Guru.
That's one. Sexpillsguru.com. But also, I represent them. Say hello. Give a photograph, promote. I do a lot of it also outside premises. Like I'll do it, on the road, outside.
Do you ever look back at some of the old movies and go, "Hey, that's me"?
Yeah, go ahead.
I remember.
What was I thinking? No, it's big. They say that's me. I'm skinny. You look at my earlier films. A lot of the critics make the same joke. They say you can tell an old movie for two reasons. One, there's pubic hair. Remember that playback?
Sure.
Oh, yeah.
You got Ron Jeremy who looks thin. It's okay.
Now all he does is all I want to do is stand up in the shower, look down, and realize I'm still a guy.
You-
Haven't done that in years.
You don't have ronjeremy.com as a website?
Yeah, I did. In fact, hot movie. Tonight, I'm doing a
Spending a few minutes with us. We know you're very busy. So, in Vegas Nonstop, here in fabulous Las Vegas, Nevada. Stay tuned for more.
So I take you out harmonica style?
Take us out with a little harmonica.
Saints come marching in. Here we go. You can feel free to clap your hands.
Yay! We're in, we're out. Czechoslovakia. That's it.